Carnival Cruise Lines has now also released their protocols for upcoming cruises, and we're going to go over it right after this. Chris here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to today's video. Alright, so yesterday we went over the protocols for Royal Caribbean sailings, and those were for ships that were going to be both vaccinated and unvaccinated at the same time. But today we're going to go over Carnival Cruise Lines cruising protocols that they have released, and theirs are for fully vaccinated cruises, so they are a little bit different. And let's go ahead and jump right into that. I'm going to go ahead here and jump onto the Carnival website. And once you are on the Carnival website, you just go up here to Health Protocols at the top. You click on that, and it is going to bring the health protocols up for us here. All right, so this is Have Fun, Be Safe, COVID-19 Guest Protocols. We'll scroll down right here. And Carnival Cruise Lines Have Fun, Be Safe protocols and procedures have been designed to maximize the health and safety of our guests and crew while delivering a fun and memorable vacation experience. Below are the measures currently planned on the vaccinated cruises referenced below. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention publishes travel advice, warnings, and recommendations related to COVID-19, including for travel on cruise ships, which you should consult at the CDC's website before confirming a reservation. You know, the CDC always has to get theirs in. All right, so we're going to start off here with vaccination and testing requirements. Okay, vaccinated cruises are available for guests who have received their final dose of an approved COVID-19 vaccine at least 14 days prior to the beginning of the cruise and have proof of vaccination. Guests will be asked to confirm their status as fully vaccinated for COVID-19 during check-in and provide proof of vaccination in advance of boarding. It is important for all guests to come prepared, as those who arrive at the embarkation terminal without the proper proof of vaccination will not be able to cruise and no refund will be issued. Okay, guests must present proof of vaccination as well as all required travel documents at embarkation. Acceptable proof of vaccine must be in the form of the original vaccination record document issued by the country's health authority or healthcare provider that administered the vaccine. Okay, and that's going to be such as the CDC's vaccination record card. The name on the vaccination record must match the guest's travel documents and show that the guest is fully vaccinated. That means the guest has completed the full cycle of required doses for the vaccine administered, such as received the second dose in a 2-dose series, and that the guest has received their final dose at least 14 days before arriving for their cruise departure. A little typo there in that last one. Okay, vaccinated guests do not have to be tested for COVID-19. However, based on medical screening that will take place on embarkation day, testing may be determined necessary as a precautionary measure, which will be provided at no charge. In the event of a test result is positive, the guests and their travel party will be unfortunately not allowed to sail and will receive a future cruise credit. In such cases, guests may have to quarantine locally, and Carnival will assist in helping make those arrangements. And it's got a little asterisk down here at the bottom, so there is an exception to paragraph 1 up here about providing vaccination in advance of boarding. And it says vaccination exemptions must be pre-approved and are subject to capacity controls. Exemptions are not granted on embarkation day. Unvaccinated guests must adhere to specific protocols and testing requirements as communicated to them in advance as a condition for travel. All right, so even on a fully vaccinated cruise, it looks like there is a clause in there for exemptions, but it does look like you will have to reach out to Carnival prior to embarkation day in order to receive that exemption. Don't show up to the cruise port and think you're going to get it the day of. But we can already see some differences between this and what Royal Caribbean is doing. So if there are any tests that are required at the embarkation port, Carnival is going to pay for that. That's not going to come out of your pocket. If you do test positive, you and your entire travel party will be denied boarding and receive a future cruise credit. So we do definitely have some differences between a fully vaccinated cruise and a non-fully vaccinated cruise. But let's go ahead and go on to the next section. All right, enhanced health screenings. Every guest will be asked to complete an online health questionnaire and vaccination confirmation 72 hours prior to sailing and undergo enhanced pre-embarkation health screening, which will include confirmation of their health screening responses, validation of their vaccination documents, and any required COVID-19 testing. We will refer anyone with signs and symptoms of COVID-19 or who are identified at risk for additional medical screening before allowing them to board. Secondary screenings and health checks throughout the cruise will be performed when necessary. Contact tracing is planned for every cruise. All right, so if you have a Carnival cruise booked or you're planning to book a Carnival cruise, you will notice in your cruise planner, and I have seen it in mine already, but I cannot access it because my cruise is in September. I have seen the health screening questionnaire in there. Like I said, I cannot get into it yet. It says it won't be available till a few days prior to my sailing. So those that have sailings coming up here in July, that should be available to you guys now or here in the next couple of days. That's going to be masks and physical distancing. Face masks are required during the entire embarkation and debarkation process at the home port and ports of call. Once on board, face masks and physical distancing are not required for vaccinated guests. However, all guests must come prepared to follow local guidance pertaining to mask wearing, physical distancing, testing, health screening, and etc. All right, so definitely still bring your masks with you. You're going to have to wear one in the cruise port to get on the ship. You're going to have to wear one to get off the ship. But once you're on board the ship, no masks, no physical distancing. Now, depending on where your cruise ship is going, the local ports may have different rules. Cruise ships and the cruise passengers who get off in these ports are going to be subject to local laws and local requirements. So if you go to a port that requires masks in public, whether you're vaccinated or not, be prepared, because you will still have to wear it in those cases. But at least on the ship, you know you don't have to wear it at all. You don't have to physical distance at all. So that is definitely a plus to a fully vaccinated cruise. All right, the next section here is going to be safe shoreside experiences. So it will be necessary to follow the health protocols for every port we visit, which are under the control of local government and subject to change without prior notice. Vaccinated guests may participate in Carnival-operated tours and independent sightseeing. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, that has been one of the big selling points to a fully vaccinated cruise, besides no mask and no social distancing, is the ability to do independent tours when we get into ports. I do like to get off the ship sometimes and just do my own thing. You will, of course, have ship shore excursions. You'll be able to book through third-party vendors and be able to do your own thing, provided it's within the local regulations of whatever port you're going to do so. Just because Carnival is going to allow it doesn't necessarily mean that the port will. So that's just something to keep, in the back of your mind as well when you're booking these cruises. All right, healthy onboard environment. Please help us maintain a healthy onboard environment by using the hand washing sinks and hand sanitizer dispensers at venue entrances and in high traffic areas throughout the ship. We will also need guests to follow our guidance about the ways to stay healthy on board and when ashore through daily programming, entertainment systems, announcements, in-stateroom literature, and the Carnival Hub app. Pretty self-explanatory. Online check-in. Due to new embarkation processes, all guests will need to complete online check-in and select an arrival appointment. Online check-in is available for Suite, Platinum, and Diamond guests at 16 days prior to sailing. General access begins at 14 days prior to sailing. It is important that guests arrive on a timely basis, as early arrivals cannot be accommodated and will be asked to return at their assigned time. With everyone's cooperation, we can work together to guarantee an on-time departure and the start of your vacation. All right, so when you do your online check-in, you're going to get the arrival time at the port. That's going to be important. Do not show up early for your arrival time. They're just going to turn you away. I've seen this plenty of times before where I've gone to get on a Carnival cruise ship. I have a 11 to 12 port arrival time. I get there on time, and there are people who have like afternoon 2 to 3 arrival times already at the cruise port to get on the ship early. Now, pre-pandemic, that wasn't a big deal, but if you try to do that now, they're just going to turn you away, send you away from the port, and essentially you're going to stand out in the parking lot and wait for hours upon hours to get in there. So get on the line as soon as you can, do your online check-in, get your port arrival time, and show up on time just to make your life easier. And don't forget your mask. All right, and the last section is Carnival plans to operate the following sailings with vaccinated guests. Now, we've put out Carnival's sailing plans before, so we can just go over this pretty quick. But the fully vaccinated sailings will be aboard the Carnival Miracle from Seattle. That's going to be Alaska. Carnival Vista from Galveston. Carnival Horizon from Miami. The Carnival Breeze from Galveston. The Mardi Gras from Port Canaveral. The Carnival Magic from Port Canaveral. The Carnival Sunrise from Miami. And the Carnival Panorama from Long Beach. And that is Carnival's cruising protocols for their fully vaccinated cruises for the month of July and August. Keep that in mind that right now Carnival is only doing this for those 2 months, July and August. So if you have a cruise in September, just like I do, we don't know yet exactly what our protocols are going to be. We don't know yet if those cruises are going to be fully vaccinated, a mixture, or something else altogether. I released a video yesterday evening talking about how Florida has won the injunction with the CDC, and come July 18th, things could change drastically, and the CSO may not even be in place anymore. It could be a different version of it, or we could have no change depending on appeals and things of that nature. So I definitely tell people for September, October, November, in particular, December, for the remaining of 2021, we just don't know yet. If you got a cruise in September or later, just for right now, please be patient. More information comes out every week, and we honestly just don't know how it's going to be. So I wouldn't stress about it yet. I wouldn't panic about it yet. I would just kind of sit back, relax, let these first cruises go out, see what happens. Let's see what happens with the CDC and the conditional sail order, and then we can all make decisions then based on new information, what we know, and anything the cruise lines have changed. All right, I hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, let's smash that like button. Have yourself a great day, and we will see you out on the high seas.